The giant pizza mystery. What was hiding behind the kitchen door? And why did Mom and Dad keep measuring the entire garden? The mystery began on a bright Saturday morning. Laiba woke up when she heard a loud rumbling sound downstairs. Rumble! 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 She sat up in bed. What was that? She whispered. At the same moment, Halima came running into her room. Did you hear that too? The sisters hurried downstairs, expecting to see something unusual. What they found was even stranger. Mom and Dad were carrying enormous bags into the kitchen. There were bags of flour, giant blocks of cheese, boxes of vegetables, and bottles of sauce. The moment Mom saw the girls, she smiled and quickly closed the kitchen door. Sorry, girls, no peeking today. No peeking? Asked Laiba. Why? Asked Halima. Dad grinned. Because we're working on a very special surprise. Before the sisters could ask another question, the door closed. Click. The mystery had begun. The girls sat in the living room trying to figure out what was happening. Maybe it was a birthday surprise. Maybe it was a giant cake. Maybe it was a treasure hunt. Suddenly, bang! Something inside the kitchen hit the floor. Then came lots of laughter. Then complete silence. Laiba and Halima exchanged worried looks. What are they doing in there? For the next hour, strange sounds came from the kitchen. Sometimes there was mixing. Sometimes there was rolling. Sometimes there were loud cheers. Every sound made the mystery bigger. When Dad finally came out, his face was covered in flour. His hair was white. His shirt was white. Even his eyebrows were white. Halima burst out laughing. Dad! You look like a snowman! Dad chuckled, but refused to answer any questions. Instead, he grabbed a measuring tape and headed outside. The girls secretly followed him. Dad measured the garden table. Then he measured the patio. Then he measured the entire lawn. Laiba's eyes widened. Why would anyone need that much space? Dad noticed them watching. Quickly, he hid the measuring tape behind his back. Nice weather today, isn't it? He said suspiciously. The girls looked at each other. Now they were even more curious. By lunchtime, the mystery had spread through the whole family. Even Grandma didn't know what Mom and Dad were planning. This is the strangest Saturday I've ever seen, Grandma said. The girls decided they needed clues. They became mystery detectives. Detective Laiba, Detective Halima. Their first clue came when Mom asked them to help carry vegetables. There were mountains of peppers, dozens of mushrooms, huge bags of sweet corn, more food than they had ever seen. What could possibly need this many toppings? Halima wondered. Their second clue came later. A delivery van stopped outside. The driver handed Dad 3 enormous boxes. The girls tried to read the labels. Before they could get close enough, Dad quickly carried the boxes inside. No clues. He laughed. The mystery was becoming impossible to solve. As the afternoon went on, the smell from the kitchen became incredible. Warm bread, melted cheese, tomato sauce. The delicious smell drifted through every room in the house. The girls' stomachs growled. Surely dinner was going to be amazing. But what exactly was it? Then came the biggest clue yet. The kitchen door accidentally opened for 1 second. Just 1 second. But it was enough. Laiba caught a glimpse of something round. Something enormous. Something bigger than the dining table. The door slammed shut again. What did you see? Asked Halima excitedly. Miss Laiba could barely believe it herself. It looked like... She paused. No, that's impossible. What? It looked like a giant pizza. Halima laughed. A pizza that big couldn't exist. Could it? The sisters spent the next hour imagining giant pizzas. One as big as a bicycle. One as big as a car. One as big as a swimming pool. But surely Mom and Dad weren't making anything that big, were they? Finally, as the sun began to lower in the sky, Mom stepped outside wearing a chef's hat. Her smile was enormous. Everyone gather in the garden. The whole family rushed outside. There, hidden beneath a giant cloth, was something huge. Something absolutely gigantic. The cloth stretched across almost the entire garden table. Nobody could see what was underneath. The excitement was unbearable. Dad grabbed one corner. Mom grabbed another. Ready? Dad asked. Everyone nodded. 3, 2, 1. Whoosh! The cloth flew away. Everyone gasped. Nobody could believe their eyes. It was a pizza. A giant pizza. The biggest pizza anyone in the family had ever seen. The crust was golden, the cheese stretched across the top like a blanket. The colorful toppings covered every inch. It was so large that 6 people could stand around it at the same time. The girls stared in amazement. "You really made a giant pizza." Dad laughed proudly. "We wanted to create something unforgettable." But just when everyone thought the surprises were over, a strong gust of wind blew across the garden. The giant pizza board began to wobble. "Oh no!" shouted Mom. The pizza started sliding. Everyone froze. Would the giant pizza fall? Months of family bragging rights were at stake. Without hesitation, Laiba and Halima rushed forward. They carefully held the board steady while Dad secured it. The giant pizza was saved. Everyone cheered. The girls couldn't stop smiling. Then came the best part. Mom invited neighbors, friends, and relatives to join the celebration. Soon the garden was filled with laughter. Everyone shared slices. Everyone told stories. Everyone enjoyed the giant pizza together. As the stars appeared overhead, Dad looked around at the happy faces and smiled. "You know what makes a pizza truly giant?" "What?" asked Halima. Dad pointed at everyone gathered together. "The people you share it with." The girls looked around at their family and friends. Suddenly, they understood. The giant pizza wasn't really the surprise. The real surprise was bringing everyone together. And that made it the biggest and best pizza day ever. Moral: teamwork, sharing, and spending time with family create the happiest memories.